Wheat School on RealAgriculture.com is brought to you by Syngenta Canada, Alberta Wheat Commission, and C&M Seeds.
Peter Johnson at Wheat Pete, RealAgriculture.com, and we have wimpy wheat. Now, my wheat crop is never wimpy. It's a wonderful wheat crop. What is going on this spring? Well, it was the worst, the most horrendous fall and winter we've had in how long? And so this spring, now it's staying wet. The guys can't get corn planted, soybean planters. There are even growers who are thinking of leaving volunteer wheat for a crop. That's how tough it is. But this spring, we were trying to decide, keep the wheat, leave the wheat. I was in this particular plot, I don't know how many times, and we were going to take it out. There was no plants here, but they have emerged. But look at how wimpy they are. My gosh, they're there now, but there's just next to nothing. I have frost-seeded oats that actually look much better than this crop, and we expect this crop to have a good yield. It's just really stretching the truth. You can tell immediately, it's not just these late emerging plants like we had here. 5 months. These were planted November 28th, came up on April 28th. 5 months to emergence. But it's not just that. We have other fields like this, and you know right away that this wheat is in massive trouble because it's wimpy. It's got no tillers. It's cold injured. So this is where it gets tricky. We always thought that if we had a stand, we had 7 plants per foot of row, 10 plants per foot of row, that's what the research says is okay. We've 95% yield. Well, that assumes that the plants are healthy. There's this thing in wheat called cold injury. We can kill it from low temperature, absolutely. We can kill it from ice. We saw some of both of those this year. But what we don't think about is the plants that didn't get killed, but they got hurt. And those plants have no vigor. And they are like this. They're thin, they're spindly, they did not tiller. You can see it immediately. Walk into those fields and they have yet to canopy. Wheat at second node that hasn't yet canopied in 7.5-inch rows? You'd think you're in Western Canada in those stupid 12-inch wide rows, for crying out loud. If you can see dirt between the rows and you're at second node, you know that the yield is in big trouble. And the other part of this whole scenario, a lot of growers thinking straw is going to save me this year, baby. She is 10 cents a pound. Come on. This stuff going to give you very much straw yield? It's just not going to happen. So get out there. I mean, there's very little we can do about this, although if the weather really comes in good and you're looking at fields where there's, I don't know, there's just 7 stems per foot of row where this wheat didn't tiller at all, that has very little yield potential. We would expect at least 21 stems per foot of row now. If you don't have 21 stems per foot of row, she's a tough go to leave that wheat crop. So, what are you going to do? Well, it's up to everybody. It's such a late spring. I know you want to leave that wheat crop, but have realistic expectations because there is a ton of wimpy wheat out there. It's not all wimpy. Some of it's just going gangbusters, but look at your crop. Look for that dirt in between the rows. You see that dirt in between the rows. You just have to have realistic expectations. It's not where I want to be in the spring of 2019 when we like to target 150 bushel wheat. But hey, it's what Mother Nature dealt us with. What are you going to do? Peter Johnson at Wheat Pete, RealAgriculture.com.